Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're getting up close and personal with the absolute high-fashion diva of the indoor jungle. Yep, we are talking about the Begonia maculata, better known as the Polka Dot Begonia. Now, if you've ever seen this plant in person, you know exactly why it's a total showstopper. But, it also has a bit of a reputation for being, well, a little dramatic. But don't worry, we're going to break down the complete care guide to figure out exactly what this plant needs to not just survive, but to truly thrive in your space.
Before we get into the weeds, I want to share a fantastic piece of foundational advice from plant expert Marina Remislow. She says, ditch the rigid watering schedule, get to know your plant by checking the soil with your finger. I absolutely love this because it hits the nail on the head and completely challenges that old school wisdom of, say, watering every single Saturday. As we'll see throughout this explainer, mastering this plant isn't about setting a calendar alert on your phone, it's all about paying attention to the moisture.
So here is our game plan for today. First, we'll officially meet the begonia. Then we'll tackle light and humidity, followed by those all-important watering rules. After that, we'll jump into pruning and propagation, and finally wrap things up with troubleshooting. All right, let's jump right into section 1, meet the begonia, a spotted diva with some serious dramatic flair. This beauty is what's known as a cane begonia, which basically means it grows on these tall bamboo-like stems. But the real draw? It's the sheer visual impact of that foliage. We're talking dramatic olive green leaves shaped like angel wings, completely covered in these whimsical silver spots. And just when you think it couldn't possibly get any more elegant, the undersides of the leaves flash this brilliant deep red color. Honestly, it's like a living work of art. To really get this plant, you kind of have to know its roots. Pun intended. It's native to the rainforests of Brazil, which naturally dictates how it behaves. Indoors, it has a moderate to fast growth rate and can easily hit 2 to 3 feet tall. But hey, crucial heads up here, it is toxic to pets and humans if ingested. The highest concentration of those toxins is actually down in the roots, but you absolutely need to keep this gorgeous plant well out of reach of curious cats, dogs, and kids. Moving right along to section 2. Before we even think about picking up a watering can, we have to talk about its environment. Light and humidity, or as I like to think of it, recreating the rainforest. So lighting for this plant is kind of like walking a tightrope. Ideally, you're looking for bright, indirect light. Think of dappled sunlight filtering down through a thick rainforest canopy. Usually, you can find this sweet spot a few feet back from an east or west-facing window. This kind of light gives you the most vibrant spots and encourages blooms. But direct sun? No way. Direct, harsh sunlight is the enemy here. It will literally scorch those delicate leaves, causing them to burn and turn crispy brown. 50%. I really want you to lock this number into your brain. Because this Brazilian native absolutely craves moisture in the air, 50% is the absolute minimum humidity you should be aiming for. Standard household air is often way drier than this, especially when the heater is running in the winter, and that dry air leads directly to those dreaded crispy brown edges on your leaves. Okay, so how do we actually get the humidity that high? Well, a humidifier is for sure your most reliable method. Alternatively, you could whip up a pebble tray to put right beneath the pot, group a bunch of humidity-loving plants together, or even place it in a naturally humid, bright bathroom. But please pay close attention to this next rule. Do not mist the leaves. I know, it seems super intuitive for a tropical plant, but misting begonia leaves actually invites a nasty fungal disease called powdery mildew. You want to keep the air moist, but the leaves completely dry. Let's move on to section 3, watering rules. This is the whole shebang when it comes to mastering moisture. And here is the golden rule, straight from our expert Marina's playbook, the top inch rule. The Begonia maculata loves to be consistently moist, but it absolutely despises soggy soil. Soggy soil is a one-way ticket to deadly root rot. So your main metric for hydration is super simple. Literally just stick your finger in the dirt. You should water it thoroughly, making sure it drains completely out the bottom, but only do this when that top 1 inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Now, to make sure that top inch rule actually works, you need the right foundation, which means a perfect, well-draining soil mix. Standard, right out of the bag potting soil just holds way too much water. Instead, mix up 50% high-quality potting mix and cut that with 25% perlite and 25% orchid bark or cocoa coir. This nice, airy mix guarantees the roots can retain essential moisture without ever getting waterlogged. And of course, always use a pot with drainage holes. That is non-negotiable.
Let's see how this builds into real-world diagnostics. If you're messing up the watering routine, trust me, the plant is gonna let you know. Overwatering usually shows up as yellowing leaves, mushy stems, and wilting. And you might be thinking, why does it wilt if it has too much water? Well, it's because rotting roots literally cannot absorb moisture anymore. On the flip side, underwatering looks like drooping leaves, those crispy brown edges we mentioned earlier, and a pot that feels surprisingly lightweight when you pick it up. If it's just underwatered, a really good drink will usually perk it right back up.
Section 4, Pruning and Propagation. This is where we shift from basic survival mode to helping your plant truly thrive. It's time for the glow up. Remember how we said earlier that this is a cane begonia growing on tall stems? Well, if you just leave it to its own devices, it can actually become pretty leggy and bare. The real secret to a bushier, fuller plant is pruning. During the spring or summer growing season, simply take some clean scissors and pinch or cut back the tips just above a leaf node. This sends a signal to the plant to branch out from lower down, which creates a gorgeous, full shape. And please, whatever you do, do not throw those cuttings in the trash. Propagating this plant is incredibly easy. Just follow these 4 quick steps. Take that 4 to 6 inch stem you just pruned, making sure your cut is just below a node. Remove the lowest leaves, submerge that bare node into a little jar of water, and pop it in warm, indirect light. Just change the water out every few days, and in a couple of weeks, boom, you'll see 1 to 2 inch roots forming. You've literally just created a brand new begonia. Now, if you want to unlock the ultimate reward, and I'm talking about those beautiful hanging clusters of creamy white or pale pink flowers, you've got to feed your plant. Use a standard balanced liquid fertilizer, like a 10-10-10. But here is a pro trick. Dilute it to half strength so you don't accidentally burn those sensitive roots. Apply this to moist soil every 2 to 4 weeks during the spring and summer. Once winter rolls around and the plant goes dormant, just stop feeding it entirely. Which brings us to Section 5, Troubleshooting. Look, even the best plant parents deal with a little drama sometimes. So here's your rescue guide. You might want to take a screenshot of this one. It's your highly actionable rescue matrix. If you start seeing a white powder forming on the leaves, that's powdery mildew. You'll want to apply a fungicide and get some decent air circulating around the plant. If the stems are getting super leggy and bare, it's begging for more light. Move it to a brighter spot and prune it back. Spotting little white cottony masses in the nooks of the stems? Those are mealybugs. Just wipe them away with a cotton swab dipped in rubbing alcohol. And if you suddenly have tiny flying insects buzzing around, you've got fungus gnats, which simply means you're keeping that soil way too wet. Let it dry out. And what if your plant starts dropping leaves completely out of nowhere? Sudden leaf drop usually means it's experiencing a temperature shock. Remember, this is a tropical plant we're dealing with, so it loves stability. Protect it from cold drafts, keep it far away from AC vents, and never let the ambient temperature drop below 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. Finally, we reach our conclusion and styling section. You've put in the hard work, now it is time to show off your diva. This plant was literally born to be a statement piece. Because those incredible leaves point downwards like angel wings, it looks absolutely stunning, elevated on a pedestal for eye-level viewing. A bright bathroom is also an awesome spot because of the ambient natural humidity. To really make those colors pop, pick a pot that complements either the deep green or that flashy red underside. And hey, here's a pro-level interior design tip for you. Try pairing it with a low-growing wax begonia or beefsteak begonia. Seeing the tall, dotted canes at the maculata contrasting right above a low, spreading, flowering begonia at its base creates a wonderfully layered display. Well, we've covered the complete care guide, from the light and the perfect soil mix to the top-edge watering rule to exactly how to prune and troubleshoot. So my final question to you is, are you ready to bring this spotted diva into your home and put your new plant parenthood skills to the ultimate test? With all these tips in your back pocket, I have absolutely no doubt you'll be running a thriving, blooming indoor jungle in no time. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, happy planting!